Good morning. It's a Realm Reread time. You already know what the fuck is going on. Hi folks, it's me again. And I would like to welcome you to the penultimate episode of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reread. We're about to reach the end. Isn't that crazy? We're almost there. Just a little bit more to go. Today, we are going to be tackling the first half of the final patch of A Realm Reborn, as well as some general cleanup of some stuff that I have not already seen. Most notably, there are some, excuse me, there are some NPCs in the, from the post-Moogle quest lines that have dialogue that updated, that we did not get a chance to see previously. So we'll be checking those out, and, you know, just overall making sure that I've missed as little as I can, because I can almost guarantee you that I've missed some things. Such is life, unfortunately. That reminds me as well. I need to... There we go. Just realized that the Ghost Trick Challenge passed, with the duration of it passed once again without you guys managing to complete it. So I've reinstated it again. You're welcome. Your futile attempts to finish it can continue. Up until I decide that there's no point anymore. But, yeah, I know you just want to see 1%, and that's kind of what I'm waiting on. So I have a list here of various NPCs that I'd like to double check in with before we start the actual MSQ. To give you a general idea and rundown of exactly what and who we need to talk to. Virtually every NPC relating to a post-Moogle quest line has new dialogue, with the exceptions being there are obviously certain NPCs that are fate related, and they obviously don't have any new dialogue because we can't talk to them. Additionally, I may have talked to some of these people beforehand, but I can't remember, so we're going to do it again anyway. Additionally, we're going to be talking to all of the class, job, guildmasters, and related NPCs, because most of them also have updated dialogue, even if some of their explanations, such as, like, because you can ask, like, what is being a scholar? What is what is being an arcanist? And they'll tell you the whole normal spiel with the additional thing of, it's weird that you don't know. Why are you asking this question? You know what it is. But hey, it's new dialogue. It's worth noting. So the first person we're going to check in with is Mother Mione. Hello. Ah, Ruja, it is ever a pleasure to welcome you back to the Carline Canopy. Each day brings countless new faces through these doors. Whoever they may be, and whencesoever they hail, I strive to welcome them with an open heart. 'Tis the least I can do to pay tribute to the memory of those I hold dear. Referencing the events of the post-Moogle quest, in which we talk about the origin of that big-ass water wheel. The next person we have to talk to is also in New Gridania, which is the merchant over here. Mycenta. There we go. Quite a dazzling array of wares, wouldn't you say? Ever since you helped us bring an end to the ambushes and lure the homunculi back to Gridania for good, the guild's been flowing like a waterfall. But I didn't get to where I am today by resting on my laurels. Should you hear of any promising business ventures, you know where to find me. I do. Right here. Always. Let's run to the Archers Guild real quick and check in with everybody over there. We're gonna kind of be going through these area by area until we work our way all the way back to Mordona. Let's see, we can go, oh yeah, our Archers Guild, that's what I was doing. I always forget how few Aetheryte teleportation points there are in Gridania. Alright, you don't have anything new. It's just talking about the Ixal. You don't have anything new. Athelenia. Welcome home, Ruja. We missed you in your absence. Mayhap you could favor us with a tale or two of your latest adventures. It would do much to motivate the young ones, I should think. Weep. There's Lucianne. Greetings, Ruja. I thought you had taken up the ways of the Bard. Was I mistaken? No, you're correct. How fares the guild? Concerned about Sylvar and Lay? You needn't be. They still bicker, of course, but it is nothing serious. They see each other with clarity now and have come to understand that their differences are only skin deep. Would that all my archers could benefit from your positive influence. What is archery? I am more than willing to answer your question, but I am confused as to why you would ask. And blah blah blah, that's all the same. Lay? Just once I'd like to pass a day without being lectured on my form. But like it is not, I'm stuck with that bloody wildwood. You can pick your friends, but not your family, you know? And Sylvar. I pray you do not take excessive pride in your achievements. Accomplished though you may be, your archery is far from perfect. Alas, Lay's training demands my undivided attention. You will have to wait your turn, Ruja. Yeah, and I will wait forever. I'm not coming back here for a long time. See you later, idiots. Next up, we're gonna hit the Carpenters Guild. This initial part of the stream isn't probably gonna be too fascinating. Basically just a checklist on my end. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Korg. Well, if it isn't the second finest carpenter in Gridania, have you come to speak with Timbermaster Beaton? If so, you will find him inside at his usual post. And I believe Beaton is the only person in here whose dialogue has changed, so. The seedling become a heaven's pillar returns, though she appears to have misplaced one of her limbs, which is most disconcerting. What? What does that mean? I've got all my limbs. Anyway, what would you ask of me, Ruja? How are things? You are asking after Gerhard, I presume. We are, and ever will be, married. We had an opportunity to speak at length before his last mission, and we managed to reach an understanding. Oh, and you will be pleased to hear that the bow you crafted him has served him well. What's carpentry? For an accomplished carpenter such as yourself to ask that question is inconceivable. What am I to make of this inexplicable ignorance? I can only assume that you wish to educate a fledgling carpenter with my words. And then the same dialogue. Except for, that is, in essence, what I am certain I have told you before. Do not make me repeat myself again. Just make sure of something real quick here. Yeah, okay. Just checking to make sure Lucianne didn't have any additional things to say at the end of her speech, but she did not. Next up, we gotta hit up the Serpents. Because these folks should have some new things to say. Scarlet. Ah, Lieutenant Lorelei, the champion of the day. Gridanian and Sylph alike, all who call the Twelveswood home owe you a debt of gratitude for your efforts. And Vorsail as well. Oft we have resorted to force to resolve our disputes with the Beastmen, but not without heavy hearts. Voice's exploits and Little Solace, in which you played an ample role, or so I hear, are welcome proof that peace is yet within our reach. For returning a measure of quietude to the Twelveswood, the elementals surely smile upon us. You have my thanks, Lieutenant Lorelei. Alright. Next, probably Conjurer's Guild, because that's the closest. Now this one, I'm certain I've missed a little bit more dialogue than I would have liked because I know for a fact the Guildmaster has different lines based on if you have completed Amdapor Keep or not, and we have. So, there you go. Stillglade Fane welcomes your return, Ruja. There are many initiates among our ranks who strive to emulate the harmonious balance you have achieved with both nature and the elementals. Yeah, okay. And Isumiyan. Welcome, adventurer. Forest Home breathes easier for the great evils you have laid to rest. Of what do the elementals whisper? When the nightmarish pall was lifted from the lost city of Amdapor, the wind carried to me your name, the name of the Twelveswood savior. Amdapor was not always thus afflicted. Indeed, the city once owed an age of prosperity to the benevolent arts of white magic, but that was before the War of the Magi. It is told that the enemies of the Amdapori abandoned all caution in their pursuit of victory, and used their dark magics to summon a king amongst demons. I imagine this abhorrent entity is the very evil you slew in the depths of the ruins. That would have been Diabolos, Mr. Door Boy. Though the mages of Amdapor eventually succeeded in imprisoning this fell creature, its recent resurgence speaks eloquently of the impermanence and unpredictability of arcane energies. What can you tell me of Conjury? I find it passing strange that an adventure of your experience would require of me such an explanation, but we do oft gain new insight into the familiar when peering through another's eyes. Pray attend to me then, Ruja. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, all done here. Also, I'm gonna be honest, the weird kind of like wind howling noise from the inside of the cave, I thought that was coming from my house for a minute. I was like, oh Jesus, what kind of maintenance bullshit do I need to get up to now? I do still need to buy, at some point, a welcome mat, or something I can wipe my feet on, because, it's not here yet, somehow, but when the snow comes, it's gonna come down pretty hard, and, I have carpet everywhere that I don't want to get wet. Alrighty then. Let's head over to the Botanist Guild. Hello, Scoosh, welcome. We're just doing a quick roundup of NPCs that we have not talked to in a bit yet. I am doing well, how about you? Ah, Ruja, to what do I owe the pleasure of your company? How fares the guild? Ever since my return from Korthus, my duties at the guild have taken on newfound meaning. For this, I have you to thank, Ruja. I learned a valuable lesson that day. Whatever knowledge we acquire, nature's true power and splendor remains ever beyond our grasp. Each seed, each sapling is another glimpse into the wonder of the world around us. Until the day I myself return to the earth, I must never lose sight of this. What's botany? Even with your many accomplishments, you would return to your roots. This heartens me, Ruja. Oft do I repeat these words for my own sake, and gladly will I do so for you. Okay. That's that, and then I believe we have some folks we can check into within here. There we go. The nerve of some outsiders waltzing into Gridania as if they were the elemental's gift to the Twelveswood. I'll wager most of them don't even know what a hoe is. But not you, my friend, oh no. As you have proven to us all, you are a woman who knows her hoes. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, hello. Ever since Guildmaster Fufucha returned to the growery, we've all observed a certain spring in her step. Has she found a new love, or merely rekindled an old one? This I cannot say, but we are heartened to see her well. Mind the flower pots. You break it, you bought it. And yes, that goes for you as well. If you think being Fufucha's favorite will earn you special treatment, you are gravely mistaken. That NPC really just said hoes before bros, or at least said know your hoes. You know? That's what they teach firefighters, is to know your hose. It's very important. All right, we also have to check in with Hedin over here, because he was part of a post-Moogle questline. Based upon the professor's law of aspect conversion, deducing the boundary conditions for aspect change within corrupted crystals is but a matter of finding the coefficients. Oh, I beg your pardon, Ruja. I did not mean to ignore you. Devising this theorem requires all my concentration, and even then I worry about completing it in time for the next symposium. Let's see. Next up, I think, is probably the Leatherworkers Guild. It appears there's some kind of thing going on over there. Might have been people. I think people more might have been advertising it earlier in chat. Something about drawing people's Warriors of Lights. I've never been to one of those parties before. Mostly because I can just Google pictures of Optimus Prime. I don't need to look. I don't need people to draw that. Not moments after your showing at the exhibition, our doors were nearly knocked off their hinges by a veritable horde of would-be leatherworkers. That was on the way in, mind you. The doors actually did come down when the same lot dashed out in tears after their first session with Guildmaster Geva. Never have I felt so fortunate that the Carpenters Guild too calls Gridania home. Geva, how you doing, girl? Well, if it isn't my favorite apprentice, I almost didn't recognize you in that ridiculous getup, Ruja. You'd best have a good excuse for showing up without your leatherworkers gear. How fares the guild? If you're looking for another round of accolades for your showing at the exhibition, you've come to the wrong place. But you knew that already. That said, just between the two of us, the whole anger both of ordeal taught me a valuable lesson. For all my talk about respect, there are those out there who lack even the most fundamental understanding of what we stand for. I may pride myself on being a stern taskmaster, but all my screaming and shouting will go for naught if my own work doesn't embody the virtues I preach. You'd do well to remember this too, Ruja, if you've a mind to represent us in your travels across the realm. What's leatherworking? Leatherworking is what I do, and what you did before I revoked your membership and threw you out for asking such a ridiculous question. Very well, if you're going to waste my time, you could at least pass my words to the loungers and laggards around here and spare my voice some. Guess what? You're banned from being a leatherworker now. You're de-leveled to 1. Start over, idiot. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. I hope you took notes, because the next time you ask, I'll tan your arse and carve the words where you'll not forget them. This is actually the second time I've asked that, so she is lying to me. That's the same. That's the same as well. Okay. Next, we gotta swing by the markets, and then up north. First, let's talk with Parsimon-Trey. Nope, that's the same, but there is somebody up here that might have something different. Hello, Ririshu. Nope, somehow that's the same line. That's kind of crazy, actually. And finally, we have the Lancers Guild up here to chat with, and then we will go off to Limsa. Or actually, let me think. Are we gonna go off to Limsa, or do we have a few more people to talk to around here? Let me check my notes. Oh, nope, we're not done yet. We actually have to go all the way down to Southern Shroud. South Shroud, that's the one. Jillian, in case you weren't aware, Ruja, you have become something of a legend among our members. Oh, but it's true. Your guildmates all speak of you in reverent tones. Your mere presence here serves to stoke their fighting spirits. No stroking allowed. We only stroke a specific kind of haft in here. Yuan, you continue to go from strength to strength, Ruja. Should very much like to witness how your skills have evolved. How fares the guild? The guild fares well, and this is, in no small part, due to your positive influence, my friend. Those guild members who had the chance to cross lances with you went on to improve in leaps and bounds. Even those who had but caught a glimpse of you in action showed remarkable gains in skill and spirit. As you have been an inspiration to them, so too will they become an inspiration to those who follow. And so the cycle continues. As your master of this guild, I count my blessings that fate has seen fit to guide your steps to us. What's the Lancer's art? You are the last person from whom I expected that question, my friend. But you have asked an earnest question, and so an answer I shall answer in kind. And that's the last of that. All right, let's be off to South Shroud then. Also, small update for those of you who aren't aware already. I am attempting to do the Feast of Famine questline here, which involves catching legendary fish. And boy, it's proving to be a real bitch of a task, let me tell you. Thankfully, I have better gathering gear thanks to bees, but even just as an example, even with this better gear, I still need over 400 gathering in order to actually catch some of these fish, which means I need both food, which I have crafted, as well as the live off the land to company action in order to get above 400. And even then, I still have not actually caught any of the fish yet. I'm working on it, but you know, it'll take some time, needless to say. Bateron, I don't remember if you have anything to say. Ruja, what a pleasant surprise. I heard they opened a tavern at Revenant's Toll, and I was afraid you wouldn't come here anymore. But of course, I needn't have worried. Ain't the only grog what brings people to the druthers but the camaraderie, and that is something we've got in abundance. Yeah. Okay, and now we're gonna go south to Camp Tranquil. One of my biggest worries was that in the middle of a stream at one point, the weather conditions that I needed for one of the legends to spawn would happen, and I would be forced to just grind stream to a halt and just go run and try and catch that fish for like an hour. But so far, has not happened. Come to check on me, have you? Well, you may rest assured I have found new purpose at this humble post, and I have no intention of abandoning it again. All I have learned from my commander I shall employ in service to the Wood Whalers and Gridania at large. 'Tis the least I can do to repay him for all he has done for me. Morale among the Sixth Spear has never been higher. After a brief absence, Captain Landonell returned with renewed fervor for his work, the source of which he candidly revealed to us. This served only to reaffirm our faith in him. We are all of us proud to call him our captain. All right, and south further to Thanalan. Holy shit, that's a big-ass little guy. I don't remember what those things are called, what those enemies are called. My first thought is gremlin, but I don't know if that's true. All right. Down here in Highbridge, got a couple of people to talk to. We're gonna swing by Highbridge, we're gonna go to Camp Drybone and the church, then south to Little Alamigo, and then back up. Oh, hey, it's you guys. I don't suppose, Yep, okay, that's the same. I was wondering if any of these fate NPCs that just kind of hang out here had updated dialogue after the fact, but it seems like that was not the case. Let's go talk to Hahasako. Ah, the honorary student. Have you any new findings? None at all, eh? Well, never fear. My thesis will make up for your lack of progress and prove that I am the greatest of the professor's students. And then over here to Hihimaru. Hey, buddy. Ah, it's grand to have cause to ply my trade again. I'll work twice as hard ever to make Hihira's dreams come true. And if I earn a few gil for myself along the way, well, what's the harm in that? Alright. I really ought to be, like, checking things off on this map here, but I'm just not really doing that. Let's go hit up the inn real quick. Actually, Isambard, do you have anything new? Yes, with the false priest apprehended, the people of Camp Drybone may go about their lives with easy hearts. You have my gratitude, friends. Yeah, that's a very old one. I have no idea if I got that, but hey, you know. It's been a while since we took down Ifrit. An honorary pupil, you'll say. I don't remember having any of those. Ha! I jest. Who could forget you, Ruja? In fact, I have a lesson just for you on my latest theory. What? Oh, well, if you're busy, I suppose it could wait. He remembers us finally. That's nice. Hello, Eloide. Minfilia has been blessed with a rare opportunity. Most have no choice but to await passage into Thal's realm to reunite with the lost. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about there. Okay, yeah. Alright. Southern Thanalan, Lil Alamigo. Might as well just fly there, save ourselves some money. Luckily, I don't necessarily have to save for relic stuff anymore, because the relic's done. You've been watching the Salmon Max TV show? Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. How have you been enjoying it? What episode are you on? Tell me everything. There's so many good episodes. I would need to think to try and to even come up with an answer for what my favorite is if you asked. So I'll start thinking about it now. Hihira? I shan't lie, Ruja. The going is slow, and I've barely enough to help brew remedy for all the sick here. Still, I feel I've taken a step on the road towards saving the ailing. And if my father can be persuaded to walk it beside me, all the better. And Gundabald. Seems to me the Amalja have been unusually quiet of late. I wonder who we have to thank for that small miracle, Though the efforts of your actions may not be immediately apparent, rest assured they are felt and appreciated long after you have moved on. I'm actually going to swing by Forgotten Springs as well, I think. Because I'm curious, in my initial roundup of running around and trying to make sure I knew whose dialogue had updated, I neglected to go to Forgotten Springs because I don't really think the nun down there really did anything in Lambertain's post-Moogle quest. But we'll check it out anyway. Let's see. Anything? Nope. Great. Wasted my time. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Now, we're just gonna go back to Ul'dah, I believe. And, wanna say like 5 episodes in? Alright, let me think. What episode is that then? Let's see. Oh, yeah. You're on, oh, you're on, oh, you liked Lorne. The friend for life. You have to say it like that every time. Hey, now there's an idea for a soundboard button I could have. It has no uses ever, but I could do that. Could get a friend for life button. I'm personally a big fan of the episode right before Lorne, which is they came from down there, specifically because of a lot of the gags surrounding the town and like the population decreasing, and also the phrase that Max says, where he goes, "If he wasn't such a lovable little scamp, I'd have to re-educate the tar out of him," which is just such a just a good quote. All right, first stop in Ul'dah. Talking to this guy who's looking straight up this Rogadin woman's skirt. Little uncomfortable there, buddy. Do you know how much I lost speculating on those blasted rumors? If ever I hear the word ceruleum again, it will be too soon. Oh yeah, that one time Wyman crashed the ceruleum market in order to kill 2 guys. Hey, Sintgot. My dear madam, Sintgot Sundries has survived the ceruleum crash, in no small part due to your patronage. I do hope your employer sold his futures before the prices came tumbling down. Yep, he did. Okay, next. Anything from you, buddy? We all have it coming, soldier. Don't think that you're an exception. Okay. Okay, well, we're near the Weaver's Guild, so we'll do that, and then we'll swing by, the Milvaneth for Black Mage, then to the Miners Guild, then Goldsmiths, then Gladiators, then keep moving. Hello! It is an honor and a pleasure, Mistress Lorelei. It should come as no surprise that the Guildmaster is terribly busy. Nevertheless, I have no doubt that he would be glad to receive you. Shockingly, Yellow Moon has nothing new to say. Ah, Mistress Lorelei, we meet again. How are things? Waruruka and Kokomo's courtship continues, but I cannot say how long it will last. We were not particularly well acquainted prior to our intervention, in case you have forgotten. I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but the first expression of affection is but a single step in a never-ending journey. As they learn more of one another, they may grow closer together or further apart, which is fine. They will be richer for the experience, regardless of the outcome. What is a weaver? If you so dearly wish to play the part of a neophyte, I suppose I can indulge you this once. Do not make it a habit. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Thus ends our charade. Thanks for playing along with me, boss. Anything from you? No. Anything from you? No. Okay. Let's go talk to the Black Mage lady. And not the Blue Mage guy, because he doesn't have anything new for us. I will admit, I have not made much progress on leveling Blue Mage. Still at level 6. However, you might notice, I only need one more leveling roulette, and I'll be done with leveling all of my main classes until Heavensward. So... Rouge Lorelei of the Black returns. What business brings you back to the Sacrarium? How fare you of late? I was a fool, Rouge. My single-minded devotion to my master blinded me to the truth, but you helped me to see. It brings me much comfort to know that he found peace in the end. I would not deny his crimes, but neither can I deny the man he once was, and all that he imparted to me. Were he still with us, I would call him master still. But he is not, and few will remember his name as fondly as I do. No, these feelings I must ever keep within. What's a Black Mage? I would think you, of all people, Rouge, would know the answer to that. And yet, given the nature of our dark arts, perhaps it is best that you not forget whence our powers came. Shatoto, yep, all that stuff. You don't have anything new to say, right? Yes. Shit's still broken. Need fixing. On to the Miners Guild. And then Limsa is our next stop, as well as the areas surrounding Limsa, because there's a lot of stuff out there. When I was first made the Guild's registrar, I was grateful for a chance to be out of the scorching sun and the choking dust. But your adventures have gotten me itching to get my hands dirty again. The only problem, I haven't done any digging in for so long, I'm not sure I can even lift a sledgehammer anymore. Oh god. Did anybody else see that? That disconnect symbol momentarily appear on my name? A little ominous. Good to see you again, Ruja. The digging's been good, I hope. How fares the guild? Things are on the mend between Deep Canyon and myself, but there's no denying that awkwardness remains. Wasn't looking? Oh well, it's fine. With time, though, I'm confident we can regain a semblance of what we used to share. For now, I'm simply glad we are on speaking terms again. What do miners do? Oh dear, did you take a knock on the head for some falling rocks? Just to make sure you're in possession of your wits, I'll answer your question and see if you can follow my words. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, Deep Canyon and his son are not NPCs you can talk to, so they are gone forever, sadly. Oh, also, slight update. You guys remember how occasionally I'll just have, like, a stream get delayed, or right before a stream, like, my internet will completely go out? That did actually happen to me, like, last week. And I'm starting to notice a pattern with it. So, we'll see. Hello, fuckface. You, who have journeyed through the realm, borne witness to ethereal wonders that shape our very destiny, and whose seventh chakra has begun to open, you would pose me an inquiry befitting a suckling babe. You're either a woman of rare enlightenment, or a fool. We've already done all of this shit before. So I believe actually none of this is new, sadly. So we can't actually check in with Eric and see how he's doing because A, I don't give a shit, and B, he's got too much shit to talk to us about already. Jamim, the moment I laid eyes on that Sultan-sworn, I knew he couldn't be trusted. I saw how his gaze lingered on our wares and on Mistress Serendipity. You did us a great service, Mistress Lorelei. I cannot thank you enough. Speaking of Sarah, how you doing? Ah, Ruja Lorelei, how's every little thing? You haven't been trying to repair mammoths behind my back, have you? How fares the guild? So very, very busy. Our members are working day and night to fill commissions for clients throughout Eorzea, and of course, I must supervise. I swear, sometimes it feels like I never leave this spot. You don't. Anyway, I like that it keeps me occupied. When it's not so busy, I start to wonder about silly things, like if he really would have pulled the trigger. Perhaps I'm due for a sabbatical. I've been thinking about it more ever since a client of ours invited me to his beachside holdings in eastern Lenosha. At the moment I tell Gigi, the moment I tell Gigi about Gegaruju's offer, he begins raving about secrets and lies again. I mean, I know Gigi was right about Robert or whatever his name was, but what ulterior motives could Gegaruju possibly have? Honestly, I'm with the Mammoth on this one. Just stay away from him. What's goldsmithing? Oh, you're serious? Well, if you will really want me to explain it to you. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Out of curiosity, are you feeling well? You didn't hit your head or something, did you? No? Maybe you don't remember doing it? I love how so many of them just assume, like, do you have brain damage? Like, what's going on? Stop having brain damage. Just cut it out. It's just that easy. All right. Next, we go over here to the Glad Ye Haters. And then up to the Alchemists, probably. And then over to the Thaumaturges, I think. Dark matter to repair my brain damage real quick? Yeah, true. Hang on, here I go. Alright. That was a good sound. I think that works. The irrepressible Ruja Lorelei, come to spar with the new recruits? By all means, grant them the boon of your wisdom. Be sure to pay your respects to the First Sword before leaving as well. I will do that, right now. It is not every day a famous free paladin darkens our door. To what do we owe the pleasure, Ruja? How are you doing? The life of a gladiator is never easy, but I cannot complain. Certain members of the guild have achieved greater recognition in recent days, which has led to a surge of applicants. They are eager to learn, I will grant them that, yet they struggle to grasp the basics still. For example, the other day I was explaining the concept of listening an opponent's enmity. Surely you recall the lesson. It involved shouting at marauders. One recruit took forever and a day to understand that his words were not enough, and then he needed to motion to himself to achieve the full effect. Even now, I cannot fathom why he struggled so. What's a gladiator? Who are you, and what did you do with Ruja? Because I know she wouldn't be so daft as to... Oh, the hell's with it. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Just to be clear, you are Ruja and not her twin sister, right? No, I don't have a twin sister. I only have a younger brother who keeps trying to kill me. Which is also funny, because if anybody would know Ruja's brother, it would probably be Miela, because Savar made use of the Gladiators Guild very frequently. That's his cover story, is that he's a wandering gladiator / adventurer. Let's hit up the Chamber of Rule and talk to Genlins real quick as well. Yours is ever a welcome face, Paladin. To what do I owe the pleasure? How fare the Sultan Sworn? Better, it pleases me to say. Our ranks have grown since we last spoke, and the quality of our recruits has much improved. Wait a minute, this isn't Spider-Man 2 nor Alan Wake 2? No, unfortunately, this is a game that actually won awards, unlike Spider-Man 2. Alan Wake won awards, though, so, you know, good for them. Never gonna get over how much I hate the Paladin storyline? Neither am I. It's really unfortunate that I chose Paladin as the canon job for Ruja, because the storyline for it is just so fucking boring, but it is the thing that makes the most sense, so fuck you, I guess. Yeah, you should have tried harder, man. That's all I'm saying. I think it's safe to say that you bear some responsibility for that. Tales of your deeds have doubtless served as an inspiration to many, and I pray they will continue to do so. What's Paladin? An odd question to come from one so accomplished, but if you wish to hear my words again, I will oblige. What were the monitorists? I don't think... Let me just make sure of something. Yeah, that's not new. Okay. Up to the alchemists, then. In all seriousness, by the way, Montel, that game looks fantastic, and I'm excited to actually get to play it if I ever buy a PS5 someday. Which is not going to be for a while. Because so far there are not too many PS5 exclusives that I actually, like, want super terribly. And one game is not enough to buy the console yet. I don't think one game should ever be enough to buy a console. Unfollowed already? Alright, well then refollow me. Get my numbers up. I'm glad that Guildmaster Severain has finally put a rest to that desperate search of his. Not that I ever knew what exactly it was he sought. In any case, he seems to have found a measure of peace. I did not mean to imply the Guildmaster has suddenly become tranquil in any way. He's not noticeably less energetic in his pursuits of wildly unpredictable, and in his acceptance of guild commissions. But now when he drowses at his work table, his expression is one of contentment rather than troubled frustration, and I believe we have you to thank for that. No need to buy a PS5? Yeah, I know. Don't buy a console for one game. I learned that lesson from MGS4. Ooh, yeah, that's a bad one to learn that lesson from. Let's see. Hey, fuck off. Get out of my way. Ah, my faithful assistant. Have you come to share the wonderful discovery from the boundless realm of alchemic potential? Did they make an NPC that looks almost exactly like Thancred but an alchemist? Yes. To be fair, Thancred's, like, design is incredibly generic here. Like, the reason why there's so many people running around that look like Thancred is because you can just make Thancred. He doesn't even have, like, a unique face sculpt like other characters do. How do you fare? Ha! Despite all the myriad possibilities of our craft that beg to be explored, you would inquire as to my well-being. Well, naturally, I am spending every waking hour exploring the myriad possibilities of our craft. Though I have stood what I thought to be the very peak of alchemical achievement, it was but one mountain among many that I now hope to conquer. And as I work towards my goal, I ever deign to accept a commission or two. I only wish the requests of the wealthy were not so insufferably dull. If coin is no object, then why not ask of me a truly daunting and difficult task? Have you made no boast-worthy discoveries of late? Remember, the world is our crucible, and the alchemist makes marvels of the mundane. What can you tell me of alchemy? You who have studied, some would say suffered at my feet, and would know more of the subject than most. But I will, however, indulge your request with bemused magnanimity. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yes. It's funny to me that Severain is one of the people who's nicest to you when you ask that question again. He's like, oh, you want to hear me talk more? Well, fuck it, sure, whatever. Your PS3 was a Demon Souls machine and your PS4 was a Bloodborne machine. I have owned Bloodborne for years and I have still never played it. I don't know why. I will get around to it eventually, I swear. What happened to Thancred's hair between Stormblood and Shadowbringers? You mean like in the world of... Oh, well, shoot, I'm not sure how to talk about this exactly without spoiling too much of Shadowbringers, which doesn't matter too much, but, you know, for the sake of canonicity, I guess. It's implied that Tataru cut his hair. And that's all I'll say. Hello, Yayeke. Welcome back to the Thaumaturgist Guild, Ruja. Do not fear, I bear you no ill will for investigating the allegations against me. Rather, I thank you for absolving me of any suspicions of wrongdoing. I am currently collating the evidence regarding my ability to divine a man's capabilities, the notes I made upon first meeting each initiate, and those made over the courses of their careers, some long, some short. I shall be taking a keen interest in your own progress. Yeah, it's, I don't even know if it's necessarily implied in-game anywhere. I think it might have even just been a joke that somebody made online, and I was just like, yeah, no, that sounds about right, because otherwise, it's just not explained.
Dabbling in black magic, Ruja. Yes, Aurora has taken on a distinct darkness. I am not surprised that a thaumaturge of your unique skill was thus chosen. The ancient art of destructions are indeed stunning in their magnificence, and deadly in their seductive power. I pray you do not fall deeply into that particular abyss. After our faithful encounter with Homestar, my siblings have taken it upon themselves to craft an entirely new approach to our art. I am both amused and amazed at the threats they are now capable of facing. Even with all my years of arcane experience, the abyss of thaumaturgy holds nooks and crannies I have yet to explore. And Strongsad, he continues with his alchemical research, but now occasionally trades his alembic for an apron. Though his aetheric reserves are as low as ever, I am convinced that an exquisite dodo omelette he served us for last dinner was produced by some manner of wizardry.
Considering some teachings of your own, pay close attention to my introductory explanation. Yes, okay, there we go. Off we go! None of the other brothers have updated dialogue, by the way, for whatever reason. Cloudy. You don't have anything new. Hello, what's your deal? Oh, you just sell shit. Here, you can take these. I don't want them. Let me check in with Mimishu, too. I feel like your dialogue has changed. Yep, nope, okay, that's the same. I made a note of that character for another reason later. I'm curious about. Alright, we're hitting up the Pugilists Guild as well as the Hall of Flames. Play Bloodborne, I will play co-op with you. Thank you for the offer. I don't have PS Plus, though. Ah, always a pleasure, Ruja. Your deeds of late have brought much honor and recognition to the guild. We can all learn from your example. I, especially a certain individual in a position of authority who shall remain unnamed. Speaking of that person. Ah, but is it my dear Ruja? Professor Eric the Long-Winded tells me you've made a monk of yourself, lass. You were ever my most inquisitive, so the news hardly came as a surprise. Needless to say, I'm very proud of you. We ought to go at it a few rounds again, just like the good old days, eh? How are things? We've been getting a lot of young bloods joining the guild of late. It's all I can do to remember their names. Considering the fine job she did training you, I decided to place Chuchuto in charge of all these new recruits. As an added bonus, I've freed myself to chase after scantily clad maidens. Having said that, I must confess I haven't had any success in that arena. With my youthful vigor reclaimed, I thought that I was certain to be popular with the ladies again. Ah, I can't imagine what I'm doing wrong. I miss the days when you didn't have to pay for online multiplayer. Yeah, me too. I'm already paying for internet, man. I don't need to pay for it twice. And here I thought I was the one having trouble remembering things. Well, young, and allow me to refresh your memory. It'll serve to refresh mine as well. Boop-a-doo, bop-a-deep, bop-a-dee. Bong. Hello, choo-choo. The path of the pugilist is paved in punishing practices, in exercises that fortify not only the body, but the mind as well. Arduous? Yes, but together we will reach the end of this long, challenging road. I don't even know if that line is different. It sounds the exact same, actually. That's the same. Yeah. Whip. Okay, let's go talk to Mio. To Meow. 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 In resolving the matter of the missing beastmen and bringing Memoriga to justice, you have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. Advanced warfare. Our greatest victories are in the battles we need never fight. In working to build a lasting peace with the beastmen, you have prevented needless bloodshed and loss. You have done Ul'dah proud, Rusha. Found out getting after my Switch that online services were no longer free. A piece of me died. Yeah, that's, it's a pretty understandable reaction, I would say. Hey, Swift. Once again, allow me to express my thanks, Rusha. Were it not for your efforts, the violence might have continued unabated for some time. The situation is far from resolved, but I have faith that one day these events will be a distant memory. But a distant memory, rather. All right, and then we got to talk to Wymond, and then up to the Adventurers Guild. Always regretted never saying goodbye to Mithra. And ain't many who find them they lost, and I'm lucky to have learned she's alive. So I've decided to share my good fortune by giving the money left over from our cerulean venture to the refugee children. Maybe their smiles have turned some bad folks good, eh? The only good thing I will say about the Nintendo service is that, like, at least it gives you, like, you know, the access to all of the fucking, like, old games, because, I mean, Virtual Console doesn't exist anymore because, you know, at least Nindy is cheaper. Yeah, that's also true. Modi. Hi. Ah, Ruja, I'm pleased to say that my overzealous suitor's not been back since you helped me chase him away. I'm not generally one to stomp on anyone's dreams, of course, unless those dreams involve me in matrimonial bliss. Then I'll gladly smash him and dash him to smithereens. That's nice. Let's go to Horizon. And then to Limsa. We're almost an hour in, we haven't even started shit yet. Oh yeah, I forgot that Nintendo's voice chat is via the phone. Oh man. I'll tell you what, when the, like, the current heads of Nintendo, who are the ones who keep them, like, as rigidly, stuck in, like, in the past as they are, when those people are no longer in charge of the company, Nintendo will be much better. Because I hope and pray that there are people in Nintendo just barely below the highest of the high up who realize that the shit that they're doing is just not working. It's not worth it. I have to believe that. Or otherwise I'll be sad or something. I don't know. All right. I don't think we have anything in here. Nedrick doesn't have anything. Yeah, let's ship off to Limsa. Losing Iwata was actually a big blow. Oh yeah, no, for sure. It was a huge shame what happened there. All right, Arcanist's Guild. Well, let's just chat with these folks real quick. Nope, that's the same. There we go. 'Tis rare that an Arcanist of your caliber has time to exchange greetings with the guild receptionist. You become a personage of some note among the accessors of Maelvin's Gate, especially since your victory over that blackguard Dozmaga. Ubergame. Salutations, Ruja. The upper echelons of academia echo with praise for your achievements. 'Tis not every arcanist who masters the art of summoning and excels in the field of scholarly research. My initiates would do well to emulate your uncompromising pursuit of enlightenment. At least, at the very least, they can still make good games except for Paper Mario. Except they are remaking one of the better Paper Mario games. So, it's a start. The fact that Nintendo even acknowledges that that game exists and that people liked it, I feel like is a step in the right direction. How fares the guild? Ever since Kylia departed to study under the guildmaster, her contributions to the guild, both as an administrator and a field assessor, have dramatically increased. Even more so than before, the Foreseer proves herself an indispensable resource of Melvin's Gate. The guildmaster, as is his wont, continues to send in sporadic reports of his research, though admittedly the details of his work with Kylia are suspiciously absent. I am curious to how the two of them are getting along. No news is good news, I suppose, and we will never hear anything about either of them ever again. Now that the secrets of the Summoner and the Scholar have fallen to your intellect, one would expect you to neglect your humble arcanist beginnings. I am glad to see the attainment of knowledge has not brought you an equal measure of arrogance. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's check downstairs as well, shall we? Haven't seen a playthrough of the game since I was little and haven't played it before, so your memory is blurry. Oh man, it is... Mwah! It's beautiful. It's an incredible game to experience. First time playing it, or, you know, second or third even. Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's one of those games that I'm really looking forward to because I think that's I don't remember if we have a direct release date for that yet. But we're getting closer to it. I think it's early 2024 is when that's supposed to come out. So here's hoping it's good. We already know they've done a little bit of cleaning to make everything look animate a little better. Nope, that's the same. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm gonna end at the Fisherman's Guild, I think. Got the Super Mario RPG remake as well. That's right. That's another one that I have on my personal list. Put Xenoblade 3 on your Christmas list? Yeah, I hope you get it too. Didn't mess up SMRPG, yeah. One thing that I really need to get at some point is, or I actually haven't seen it yet, more specifically. I want to see the, I want to see what Culex looks like, because I have not seen what he looks like at all yet. Do you know how many would-be marauders we've had knocking on our door since you felled that big blasted aurochs? Seems all manner of folk are looking to protect their loved ones by taking up the axe. That's nice. Alka? Such a pleasure to see you again, Ruja. I trust you and Lily have had many a grand adventure since last we spoke. How goes your research? Quite well, and in part thanks to you. Fighting by your side was an enlightening experience, to say the least. However, as is often the case within academic research, it is the unexpected discoveries which prove the most fascinating. I must confess that I am tempted to broaden the scope of my studies, but that is a conversation for another day, and another expansion. What is a scholar? Are you teasing me? Look in a mirror, or have you truly forgotten the most basic facts of the tradition which you yourself help revive? Very well. Doop, bop, bing, bomb, boom, bing, bang. Let's see. However, as we saw firsthand on several occasions, that control is not absolute, and praise the 12 that it is not, or we might have never learned the true nature of tonberries. Fear the revelation will do little to change how the tortured souls are treated. So long as the rancor drives the tonberries to violence, the people of Vilbrand will have no choice but to defend themselves. The scholar quests completely ignore the other fairy. Yep, such is life.
Ruja, what can this old marauder do for you?
How fares the guild? I instruct initiates in the way of the axe, as I have always done, but Sulkwib tells me you have progressed far beyond the skills I have taught you.
Forgotten arts of the warrior.
Were I 10 winters younger, I would have rushed off to learn them at your side. Oh, they nailed Culex, that's good. Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, you know who I also haven't seen, but I desperately need to? The fucking Axem Rangers, dude. I love those guys. I knew about those before I even knew what Super Mario RPG was. Thanks to, drumroll please, Super Mario Bros. Z. And if you know what that is, you're a real one. I imagine I can tell you very little that you do not already know, but I can do no harm to revisit the roots of our bloody profession. Yep. Let's check in with Raynor as well. I expect great things from you, Ruja. After all, it would be remiss of me as a Commodore to heap praise upon an adventurer who did not but rest on her laurels. I am certain there are many others in Lenosha who share my confidence in your continued success. But yeah, if you're curious, the Super Mario Bros. Z is a sprite animation series that was on like Newgrounds and associated websites like when I was younger. And it is one of the things that I think formed the basis for the things that I love. It is a formative thing in my life. Lingsith? Well, if it ain't Rouge or the Bismarck's celebrity chef, come to whip us all up a tasty treat, have ya? How are things? Our reputation's ever been shinier thanks to the mouth-watering dishes you serve the Sultana. Folks are booking tables moons ahead of time to taste the heavens as spoken of by her grace, while aspiring chefs are flocking to learn the skills what silence the chef's bane. So as you can see, things couldn't be better. But rest assured, we ain't allowing ourselves to grow lax. Fires of passion burn as hotly in these kitchens as they ever did. What's cooking? Want me to tell you that old tale again, so you can share its inspiring message with other chefs, you say? Well, in that case, yep, yep, alright, yep. Diving Dove? The marriage of taste and nourishment has ever posed a challenge to us culinarians. Indeed, foods that are good for the body don't necessarily satisfy the palate. But with knowledge, we can overcome an ingredient's shortcomings, as you've demonstrated to me on multiple occasions. Your successes have fairly inspired me to explore other possibilities. Mind you, this doesn't mean I've stopped being cross with Master Linksath and his little schemes to make me healthy. I may not have half your talent, but I don't lack for ambition, nor do I fear hard work. Mark my words, I won't rest until I surpass you and Master Linksath both. Oh wait, not you, you. As the face of the Bismarck, the pressure for you to constantly produce perfection is doubtlessly great. But if there was ever a woman who could handle that pressure in her stride, it is you, Ruja. Anything from you? Ever since the royal visit, we've had a nigh-endless stream of customers who specifically request that you prepare their dishes. I've fairly lost count of the times I've had to disappoint them. Perhaps you would consider permanent employment at the Bismarck? No. Actually, what's the pay? No. Anything from you? Business is positively booming of late, in no small part thanks to you, friend. But while we'd like nothing more to serve you up a grand feast to repay you for your efforts, I'm afraid we're booked up for 3 moons hence. Ever so sorry about that. All right. Onwards to the Ass Castle and everything south of it. And then after that, we're out into Lenosha proper. And then after that, we're finally gonna go back and, start the fucking MSQ that I should have been doing a million years ago. But first, Bateron, you old bitch. How you doing? Here's the last I never tire of seeing. Have a seat, Ruja, and tell old Bateron what he can do for you today. A tale from me past. I could tell you a tale or two, but not today. Come back when you've lived as long as me. If you're still kicking around then, that is. As of Viera, I live much longer than you do, so I'm actually fairly certain that I am already older than you. But anyway, whatever. I'm over 30, so I'm what the Japanese would call a hag. Ruja is, at least. Me, personally, I am not. But I'll be a hag eventually. Hello, track rate. Well, if it isn't Ruja, the woman who solved the matter of the missing beastmen. You just keep finding ways to outdo yourself, don't you? And, Rashtat. As long as the Sahagin threaten Limsa, the Maelstrom stands ready to throw them back into the sea. But your successes at Halfstone have proven that not all battles need to be fought with a blade. Mayhap there is hope that a peaceful resolution to this conflict can be found. Alright. And to the, Armor Guild. One sec, I'm gonna grab myself a bottle of water real quick. I had hot chocolate for the start of the stream, but I ran out of that. All right, there's nothing in the missing member. I checked. You can't tell, I'm not actually missing my member. Not that I would... I'm gonna stop this line of thinking now. Hananza, greetings, Ruja. Have you come to help hammer the dents out of some of my novices, or was there something else I could do for you? How's the guild? There has been scant trouble to speak of, especially since Blainsteer made the decision to distance himself from our forges. He's still standing in the same place, though. But the guild has been blessedly free of frictions, was not necessarily the outcome for which I had hoped. Far better if you were to embrace the idea of friendly rivalry. Alas, such a fundamental shift in perspective will not soon be in the offing for a stubborn old aurochs like him. You wish me to lecture you like if you were a fresh-faced initiate. An odd request, but not as uncommon as you might think. Very well, stand up straight and pay attention. Okay. Swithin! I've been more careful with the size of the commissions I accept these days. The Forge Master has been forgiving of my past mistakes, but I cannot remain a coddled novice forever. Ruja, how fare your efforts at the Forge? I trust your growing fame hasn't convinced you to neglect your skills. We need the abundant inspiration your impeccable armorcraft provides. Speaking of which, I must needs return to my latest creation, just as soon as I find my pliers. Everything seems to be going well here, then. Should you so desire, I've no doubt you could obtain a position of authority within Neldik and Vimelis. The smithing skill and business acumen you've demonstrated far exceeds that of certain individuals, to say the least. You do well to remembering that adventure is a trade for the young, and no one is young forever, especially not you, since you're over 30 and therefore are a hag. Forge Master Hananza was my inspiration for joining the guild, and I believe I've made some small progress in attaining her skill with hammers and pliers. When I see how swiftly you've learned and mastered the techniques of armorcraft, my accomplishments seem paltry indeed by comparison. I know not what more of my spirit I can surrender to this art. Give up! Sorry, that was maybe a little mean. Hold your head up high, Ruja. Thanks to your efforts, guild steel's getting shipped far and wide. Some of the less dedicated smithies are complaining about the long hours, but sod their lazy arses. Jesus God. Better busy than broke. And you? Your contest with Blandsteer must have fired the imaginations of every lad and lass that ever dreamed of holding a hammer. We've been receiving more applicants than I know what to do with, but thankfully the Forge Master has the steel to turn them away as can't handle the heat of the forge. Berthael? Good to see you, Ruja. Have you come for an old have you come to have a drink with old Berthael? I should just remember to read these things carefully and not just like autopilot my way through all of them. That would probably be the best way to avoid doing that. How fares the guild? Business is bleeding glorious, it is. New contracts are coming in every day without me doing a god's damned thing. Not without its challenges, of course. The initiates are damn near working themselves to death just to meet demand. And me? I'm damn near drinking myself to death. You know, for the guild. What's blacksmithing? Well, in essence, you take some ore and you blah blah blah. Wait, why in the hell, seven hells am I telling you of all people what blacksmithing is? You were one of the best goddamn smithies I know. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to fuck with you a little bit, man. You know how it is. Oh, we gotta check in with this guy. Hi. Why are you wasting words on the poor sod you bested? You know your path and there ain't naught to stop you from walking it. Fuck off. Come back next expansion. Let's see. And next up is Fisherman's. And then we're off into Lenosha, and then I swear to God we will actually finally start things. Uh-oh. One moment. I'm seeing some low bars on my internet readout on OBS here, so I'm just making sure that nothing is dying. Okay, we're okay. We're back to the green. Okay. Well, catching a Maslaya Marlin is no mean feat. Even the Guildmaster would be hard-pressed to reel in such a beast. I wonder, did he see the prodigious potential from the start, or did he endorse your enrollment on a lark? Sisapu? Well, look what the coral dragged in. How goes it, Ruja? How fares the guild? Serpent Sea Balderdash notwithstanding, I'd say it's the same as ever, which is to say that fishermen are fishing, the guildmaster is gallivanting, and I'm still saddled with administrative duties. I swear, Ruja, one of these days. What's a fisherman do? Not the sharpest knife in the block, are you? First you forget your rod, and now this. Our guild members, including you, by the way, of a simple code, we catch fish. Shame to see you are bereft of both. Wits and rod. Man, why are you so mean to me, Sisapu? I didn't do anything wrong. Let's see. Okay, let's go check in with Wabalago as well. If I can. Hi. Needn't nab the Nepto Dragon next, you know. Plenty of phenomenal prizes plucked to be Eorzea's waters. Okay, yeah, I can't actually get any dialogue from him while I have that quest, so, oh well. Oh yeah, we have to check in with the rogues too. God, I almost forgot. Jesus, how could I forget about the rogues? Fool that I am. Let me just give a quick look real quick here to make sure I know what I'm doing for going around. So let's see, we're gonna go to Western Lenosha, talk to people over at Aleport. Then we're going to swing up through Upper, talk with people over here, I think, and then down to Eastern, over here, back to Limsa, and then we're good. Looking to head inside? Yes. Bockard, hello. Alright then, Dove. We'd ran the guild says you was on the job what saved half the bloody city from sliding into the sea. Don't reckon there's aught this old cove has left to teach you. You've learned all me dad's steps, and it's up to you how you string them together. Hell, I expect the next time you walk in, you'll have a lesson or two from me. Yeah, I can teach you how to do, jutsus. Jack? Back from training with them Domans, are ya? There's steel in ya I've not seen afore. I have the feeling the answer is nay, but what was there aught a Jack could do for ya? How fare the freelance police? Ha! We freelance police are still deeply devoted to upholding the code. The job's still the job. Lim's underbelly's been bloody quiet, though. After we dealt with Ashbeer and his cronies, the reformist faction fell to bits. The bloody executioners are still squabbling over the leader's chair, but I'd put me point on Captain Monskate to take the helm. As for the jackets, well, we've not heard a peep from the shrew, neither. Maybe she's realized we rogues ain't the wicked coves we thought she was, eh? What about you then, Ruja? One of these days you'll have to round up Underfoot and Max and the Stray and drag you buggers out for that victory pint. Why fight with daggers? Why not a sword or an axe? Well, I may explained this a time or two before, but short blades are simply the weapons that work best for scraps in the shadows. Yeah, okay. That's the same. Good to talk to you, Sam. I mean, Jack. Sam and Jack. Alright. Aleport. Iron Man. You crack me up, little buddy. He really does. Cannibalism! I vote cannibalism! That's one of my favorite Max lines right there. Is shouting about cannibalism. Hello, Sienna. How you doing? I'm always glad to see the professor, but preparing something to present his symposium takes time. Oh well, no rest for the greatest of the greatest. Yep. Alright. Who are we actually talking to in Upper Lenosha? I don't remember. You know, it might be that we're just Because there's nothing in Outer that we need to talk to. Let me check my notes again. Let's see. East. Oh yeah, no, we do have somebody to talk to here. We have to talk to one of these little guys. We have to talk to Memeroon. Hey, buddy. Gigiroon out dealing with dealers every day. Gigiroon talking talk with Memeroon every day too, and smiling smiles just like old times. Oh hey, poor maid's misfortune's happening. I don't suppose Rattata's up here, is she? No, she is not. Okay. Alright, off we go to Eastern Lenosha then, because there's nothing for us in Outer, I don't believe. Nope. Although we will be swinging by Camp Bronze Lake more frequently in the future, because that's where the warrior quests start showing up for some reason. Okay. To Wineport. Only one motherfucker we gotta talk to here. It's my man. What's up, dude? So, Landonell has finally come to understand the commander's wish. That is well. With this realization, he may begin walking his own path and fulfill his true potential. Thank you for standing by him throughout his inner struggle. Yeah, no problem, dude. Now let's go check in on my best friend. I'm of course talking about Dressed. And then we'll check in with the ninjas. I think we have actually done Dressed's dialogue already, but I just like making sure he's okay. He deserves it. He's had a hard life. Hey, man. One day at a time. It's the only way we can live, isn't it? Live and try to do better. That's true. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Boy, I hope they do something with him in Underwalker. But they probably won't. Oh, that's right. I need to. I've been one of the things that I've been doing recently is I have been because I take so many notes about various stuff relating to this stupid stream series. I've been making note of specific characters that have certain voices, and I totally forgot to add Jack to that. I don't even remember where I put that. Is it in this or is it in... Why is it in this one? That's weird. Okay, sure. Okay, there we go. The note has been made. Welcome back, Ruja. You may enter. All right. Hello, my fellow ninjas. Hello, Yomei. Ruja, you honor us with your presence. How might Yomei serve you today? How fare you of late? We fare quite well. With no word from the village asking him to hasten his return, Master Oboro intends to remain here for the foreseeable future to continue his study of Eorzean culture. With the immediate danger having passed, he has even agreed to resume my lessons, which pleases me greatly. Though he does not readily admit it, I suspect he has grown quite fond of this realm. I remember the days when he struggled to stomach any Eorzean fare. But the other day, why, I saw him enjoying a glass of alt goat milk. When I expressed my admiration, he said that anything is possible if one's mind is focused to the task. Master Oboro's feelings remain conflicted. Finding out the truth about Master Gekkai surely affected him in more ways than anyone. Yet I, for one, have found peace in knowing that my father's death has been avenged. I once thought Master Oboro a brother, but today I am proud to call him Master. What's a ninja? Is this some kind of test, Rusha? Surely a skilled jonin such as yourself could answer that question better than I. But forgive me, it is not Yomei's place to question, but to answer. The same. Yeah, let's see, just talking about the rabbits. Hey, Oboro. Since the day I became a shinobi, my every action has been dictated by one mission or another. Now there is no duty that calls me. At first the freedom was overwhelming, but I have found peace with it. I will take the time to see the world and honor the memory of my fallen comrades. Don't remember if anyone else is around here. Nope, that's it. All right, out we go then. Across the water to talk to Curious Gorge. I don't think I've ever flown down this little route before. This is neat. You guys ever been kayaking before? Or like riverboating? Or not riverboating, but just like gone down a river in like an inner tube or a little boat before? Oh, I got a disconnect symbol again. That's always a good sign. Mr. Gorge. Ah, the wolf returns. Back to sharpen your teeth, or does other business bring you here? How you doing? Well enough, thank you. Though the specter of my inner beast is ever present, as is the fear of losing myself to its savage call. As such, I devote the better part of my days to my training, mind as well as body. And when Wineport calls for aid, I answer. These humble efforts alone cannot begin to atone for the suffering caused by the beast, but I must do what I can. I've been down a lazy river at a water park. Oh god, I fucking love lazy rivers, dude. I haven't been to a water park in so long either. What's a warrior? Blah blah blah. This you know well, Ruja, being a damn fine warrior in your own right. Okay. Let's get away from the very loud waterfall. I don't think... Nope, that's not new. None of this is new. That's just fucking girls dancing, which, while great and fun to look at, is not something I can do right now. Kayaking seems terrifying. I can understand that. And to be fair, I don't think I've ever actually been kayaking, but like I've been like, you know, I've kind of sailed down a river before on multiple occasions. I fucking hated it the first time I did it. And then the second time I was much better. I felt much better about it, primarily because I wasn't camping at the same time. Ever a sight for sore eyes, my friend. My thanks again for your patience with Landonel. Your presence was instrumental in helping him to let go of the past, I believe, and now he can focus on forging his own future. I look forward to seeing what he makes of himself in the years to come. I believe you're... let's see... Yeah. How you doing? They tell me this Arabella is quite the beauty. Do you suppose she'd be interested in earning a bit of extra coin as one of my dancers? No. That dialogue also we might have missed something there regarding his post-Moogle quest, since I didn't talk to him before we finished the Hildebrand stuff. But, okay, I think that is everything in Lenosha. Let me double check. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yep. All right, back to Gridania then. And then up to Korthus. Tubing might be all right, but pretty low on the list of things I'd like to do. Yeah, that's fair. One of the things that I always think about whenever I'm tubing is the one time when I went tubing down the river and, like, I passed over a rock that was slightly higher than the other ones, and it, like, jabbed me right in the ass, like, as I was going over it with my tube. And, like, I think about that every time I'm in an inner tube now. I'm always slightly self-conscious about how low I'm hanging in the tube, which is not a fun thing to be thinking about all the time when you're in an inner tube. All right, we'll check in with your Mitra, because I forgot to do that before. How fare things of late? My orders attempt to locate the Paragon who warped poor Tristan's mind have come to naught. 'Tis as if the Ascian simply vanished. I wonder, does he seek to evade our pursuit, or has he moved on to enact some other foul deed? Whatever the case, I suspect we have not seen the last of that villain. You should check in next expansion. What does it mean to be a summoner? Let us review the history and role of the summoner, that we might never forget the tragedy that befell the unfortunate Tristan. Okay. Now Korthus. God, I hate walking to this area so much. I wish there was a fucking Aetheryte over here. North. It's really more like west, but whatever. I also double-checked just to be sure, and for whatever reason, Mia Molcott, the lady over here at Eugenia Spire, does not have anything new to say, despite us doing a post-Moogle quest focused around her. Hey, that guy's dead. Stop that. I don't even know if he's gonna accept it, but I'm just gonna throw it on him and run away. I'm helping. All right, north we go. To the Highlands, and to the Observatorium. The Observatorium. And then to Mordona, and then we're gonna start the shit. Because I don't really think there's anybody else we need to talk to in Mordona. I think we're pretty much good to go there. But we do have to check in with somebody over here in the Observatorium, and then up in Camp Dragonhead as well before we go on. And I guess probably at Whitebrim as well, just to be safe. Okay, Alberic, how you doing, buddy? Ah, Ruja, a pleasure to see you return. Though I cannot help but observe your garb. You've not abandoned the path of the Dragoon, have you? No, I just got it to level 60. How you doing? With Estinian having left us, the post of the Azure Dragoon has been vacated for the first time in the Sea's recorded history. No, it hasn't, by the way. He's still there. It is sad that if I said the current state of affairs did not put me ill at ease, I would be a liar. And yet, I am but a lone dragoon. It is not my place to question. And so I place my trust in my superiors and defend the sea with my life. What's a goon? Blah blah blah, as you should well know, Rusha, having been initiated into our ways. Okay. North. Again. I gotta talk to Horse Farts and everybody in Camp Dragonhead, and then to Whitebrim. Oh wait, hang on. Hello, Horse Farts. Heretic, Stravanian, old familiar enemies. This is something beyond all imagination. That's not very interesting. Can't you have something more interesting to say next time? Come on, buddy. You can do better than that. Jesus Christ. Alright, White Brim. Talk to the boss man, and then we're done. I apologize for this taking so long, by the way, everybody. I know this might not have been the most exciting thing, but it is something that I felt I needed to do, especially because in the upcoming episodes of the stream, some of those dialogues are going to change, guaranteed. And if I did not talk about them, or if I did not show them off now, we would not see them. To confront Iceheart once more with full knowledge of her talents. My friend, I am truly grateful for everything you have done, as is every man with knowledge of your deeds. Would that every Ishgardian could know, yet even Master Alphanode agrees that some tales are too dangerous to spread. And Alphanode would know, because he specifically made the choice not to tell anybody about the fact that his grandfather turned into a fucking bird. The good news is, I believe the first part of this, this patch is actually fairly short, so we should be able to knock all of this out before our 4-hour normal limit. Which is good, because I do have other stuff that I would like to do today. All right. Slathborn, let's check in with you real quick, just to be sure. No, I think we've read that one before. I also double checked with the Minstrel. He also does not have anything else to say. So let's get to it, shall we? And we've already checked in with all of the Scions, so... All right, let's do it. We're finally actually starting MSQ. Been 6 million years. Actually hasn't all been all that long since we last did MSQ, but hey, you know. Hello, Minfilia. Good intentions. Minfilia is considering which of her many responsibilities demands her utmost attention. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder this burden alone. We're not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason. True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Ruja, in particular, is ever a steadying hand who I trust will continue to support the Braves. Sure. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raubon needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issues effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have any objections. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moanbreeda's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Rianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Thancred is drinking himself into a stupor. Ida is cheering him on, and Yashola and Thancred are discussing philosophy. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Ruja, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphanode and his braves with theirs? It would do much to restore the faith in the immortal flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Real's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others which kept secret, hence why I have placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dan riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending upon what he has to say, I may have a new favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. While we focus on resolving the Ascian threat, pray devote your energies to assisting Alphanode and the Crystal Braves. Okay. Ow, my neck. All right. Looks like everybody's in a different position, which means it's time for a quick roundup. But first, I gotta piss!
Sheer heart attack has no weaknesses.
Hi, Tataru. Hello, Ruja. Are you sleeping well? No. You must be absolutely exhausted from saving the realm on a daily basis. I am. Is everything in order, Ruja? Are you ready to attend us? Nope. Go fuck yourself. Ever since Moanbreeda arrived, the Rising Stones has been buzzing with excited energy. I must admit, her enthusiasm is rather contagious. I am unfamiliar with the dishes of the lands to the north. Perhaps once Moanbreeda has concluded her current research, she might deign to share some of her culinary knowledge with me. Moanbreeda has charged us with acquiring some rather esoteric manuscripts, but I'm afraid the task is proving to be nigh impossible. When the City of Learning was abandoned, a great many tomes were scattered and lost. How smoothly our research might proceed were we able to peruse the archives of yesteryear. We needed a rare ore to modify the white auracite, and Thancred solved the problem using only his link pearl. I mean, it's great and everything, but where's the fun in that? When one is in need of precious commodities, it helps to have friends in the right places. Fortunately, I am well acquainted with the charming daughter of a successful Ul'dan import merchant. These two have been telling me stories about the corrupted crystal formations that appeared following the calamity. I'll need more data I need more data before I can draw a conclusion, but I'm intrigued by the potential of their untapped energies. We were but stripling adventurers the night we saw fire rain from the sky and a pillar of light scorch the heavens. What a sight that was, eh, Coltonid? Hori and I were in eastern Thanalan when the colossal shards of Dalamud pierced the ground. We stood witness to the subsequent explosion of ether and watched dumbfounded as the swirling energy solidified into those twisting crystal structures that we now know so well. Love some twisting crystals. It's a good band name. Unwrapping a caramel, hang on. Pleasure as always, Ruja. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit.
All right, then.
Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons what found their way into the refugees' hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. Rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Ruja, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Ruja? I say stoic nod. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange take place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. Excuse me, caramel is notoriously hard to swallow sometimes. Don't keep Captain Ilbert waiting for too long for you, lass. I might have to start without you. What a shame that would be. Wait, hang on, let me put, reduced rates on. There we go. Can't drive on. Wish I could teleport directly to Highbridge, but we can't have nice things. Thankfully, we can fly. What's up, Ilbert? Oh, Highbridge is under attack. That's nice, I guess. Ah, Ruja, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Leveilleur needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural he would come to rely on you without hesitation. Bait and switch. Ilbert is eager to bring back... Jesus, sorry. Ilbert is eager to bring the Black Marketeer and his clients to justice. Now then, we should make for the Burning Wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure the client does not escape. With me, Ruja. See you later, buddy. Are you guys gonna help with the attack on Highbridge at all, or... What's the... Nope, they're just leaving. Okay, well, fuck those guys then. I ain't helping. I got shit to do. We're not gonna help with that either. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketeers unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Hello there, Mr. Hired Thug. How are you doing?
Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool, you never should have come here.
Bah, away with you.
To Sovngarde with you.
Enough, I give in! Those are the only Skyrim battle quotes I can remember. Kill her and be done with it. Oh yeah, Broil does actually do more damage than Art of War does. Or Broil 2, rather, which we still haven't gotten Broil 1. Thanks, Heaven's Word.
Worthless, all of you. This ends here.
Got him. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I don't understand. What's all this about?
Grrr!
That sounds bad. Well, hop on. Oh, he's dead. That's unfortunate. What happened? As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. Before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an experienced recruit. Commander Leverrier will not be most disappointed. Damn it all! Golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the First is currently tracking a party of Duskrite sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aids of the Immortal Flame to the Brass Blades. Alas, we're here to aid them, they're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and yet this is anything but. How weird. I need more caramel. Best laid schemes. Ilberd would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. We will join the First on their hunt for the Duskrite sellswords. If the gods are good, we shall catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust him to the Third's Yu-Yuhase. He will take care of the rest. Pray take the Black Marketeer's weapons in that crate and deliver them to Ul'dah. Seek out Yu-Yuhase of the Third on the steps of Thal and deliver the crate into his care. I think my Irish accent has gotten worse over time, I think. Is that different? Nope. Okay. Ul'dah. Where are we going? Weaver's Gold. Oh wait, I went too far. Oopsies. Tee. Hey, Wilrid, my buddy. Hey buddy, how you doing? Did you hear, my friend? I've received my first official assignment as a full-fledged member of the Crystal Braves. That's good to hear. Alian? Why, Ruja, this is a surprise. Resh wished for me to thank you for helping us rescue her from the Castrum Sentry. How fortunate that we could meet again so soon.
Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Corthus. Now, what brings you to us this day?
A confiscated crate, a wooden box filled with contraband.
A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilberd, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames.
This cannot be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence that there would be far greater quantity of weapons.
A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldan merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all.
It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant.
Time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Elian, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again.
Oh, hey, buddy. Ruja, a word if it please you. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Good. Doing that was fucking annoying. Just like everything in the Titan quest line. Annoying. Actually, let's go this way. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no details out. Well, we didn't really interrupt the exchange, or at least I didn't. It's not quite how the first told it. These Duskwights they are chasing. Latest word is we lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself? Not before the fighting started, not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking gill from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and the third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I've had a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, let's get back to it. Oh, we got a call. Ruja, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you're able. Something appears to be foot in the Crystal Braves, as well as in Mordona. You know what? No, I'm gonna check the cerulean processing plant really quick because I'm curious if Alian is there. I doubt it, but you never know. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Technically, we could also just fly up into Mordona, but we would have to fly through a little bit more than I'm particularly willing to do. Let's see. Anything fun hiding around here? No, it doesn't look like it. That's a shame. Alright, yeah, they're not here. That's what I thought. Good to check, though. What could possibly be up? What could the problem possibly be? I mean, come on, really. I'm sure it's fine. Thank you for coming so quickly, Ruja. We've a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady, by all indications. The Rising Chorus. Tataru seems eager to escort you to the Solar. Our guest is with the antecedent in the Solar at present. Let's try not to keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Oh, Moenbryda's gone. The Lady Knight from Ishgard cuts quite a gallant figure, doesn't she? Considering the sudden arrival of foreign envoys and the like, preparing suitable meals at the Rising Stones can prove to be an interesting challenge. We were able to locate those elusive manuscripts in the archives of the Thaumaturges Guild. I had not spoken much with the new guildmasters, but thankfully they were quite willing to accommodate us in our search. Though it may seem tedious when compared with the smiting of terrible foes, poring over the crumbling scrolls is one of a scion's most important duties. Without illumination of knowledge, we but vainly flail at specters in the dark. I traveled to Ul'dah to meet with Thancred's friend, the one promised us the rare ore, and she began cursing me with words I'd only ever heard from the mouths of pirates. I still have no idea what she was so angry about. In hindsight, maybe sending a lady in my stead was not the wisest of decisions. Pray ignore my ramblings. Professor Lambertaint has published a thorough study on corrupted crystals and their properties. I highly recommend you yourself procure a copy of his work. I must confess the relationships between those crystal formations and the destructions of the Ascians quite escapes me. It's nice to hear Lambertaint mentioned, including his book that we have got a free copy of because of our help in making sure that he didn't feel sad or whatever. At this point, it would be more unnerving if he spoke plainly. Unexpected tidings from the north, borne by the Lord Commander's second. What manner of wind bloweth this day? Good of you to join. We have much to discuss. This is no time for idle chatter. Yes, it is. Hi, what's going on, guys? Don't tell me. The big dragon woke up? Come on.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you.
Yeah, I just talked to her.
I believe the two of you have met.
Yep. Hi.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
Oh yeah?
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Not really.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm.
Yeah?
Last night, the Dragon Star burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthen rhyme, aye. The brightening of the dragon's star is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald,
Ozymandias?
only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Gallian fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life.
Yeah, your astrologians are fucking stupid.
Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Zorma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken.
Dravanian telepathy.
It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Sorma.
Ah, the powers of Ishgardian astrology has revealed to me the answer, and the answer is,
Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
No, I'm going home. Damn it.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Cool. Just, like, in general, I figured you guys were already preparing for battle, like, all the time. I suppose there's different states of readiness. Forgive me if I state aught which you already knew, but I would ensure you understand the nature of your destination. Sure. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Baelsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sormer, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waves of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship Cerulean engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. The same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether from malms around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Americ's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done and precious little time to do it. Excuse me. Alright. Midgard Sormer was once worshipped as the guardian deity of Silvertear Falls, yet there he has lain for 15 years. Nope, not you, Celine. Before I depart, I must needs speak with the antecedent in private, if you would be so kind. Fuck off. Oh gods, that charred monstrosity actually returned to life. I don't know what I would do. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh wait, Moan Brita probably has something different to say.
I'm pushing ahead with my research as quickly as I dare. The next time you face an Ascian, I would have you fight with the proper weapon in hand, instead of a fucking book like a nerd. Idiot. Okay. Alright, well, let's go check on the stupid fucking, stupid dragon corpse or whatever. Hello. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. Have you heard anything from the big guy? So it's true then. The Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again. He looks pretty fucking dead to me. Well, from here it seems rather unlikely, but if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades, I'd say at least 3 of them for a dungeon experience, to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. It's the only viable approach, I'd say. Alright, Creeper of the Lake. The boat is yours for the taking, though I wouldn't make the journey without a few friends at my side, as those Garleans won't hesitate to attack you. Alright, dungeon. The last dungeon of the expansion. Where is it? There it is. Keeper of the Lake. 15 years ago, in the skies above Silvertear Falls, the invading forces of the 14th Legion were set upon by a host of dragons. Leading the charge was Midgard Sormer, legendary King of Kings, Ozymandias, who engaged the Garlean flagship, the Agrius, in battle. In the end, both Midgard Sormer and his foe fell to the earth, and their tangled remains stand as a memorial to that day. A ruined airship, and the charred corpse of the Worm Lord who brought it low, forever devoid of life. Didn't make it? Alright, that's fine. You might be able to make it for the other thing that we're gonna have to do. But I guess we'll see. Also, this is another one of the dungeons that was, you got D&D? Never mind. Fuck those guys. Tell them to watch my stream. I'm kidding. This is one of those, another one of the dungeons that got a slight change, or a couple of slight changes, during the, A Realm Reborn stuff. So, let's do it up, shall we? And this is also my first time actually doing it after those changes, so... Yeah, it's as far as you can go, buddy. That was the same even in the old version. How convenient! Hey, how convenient again. All right. I'm interested to see mostly how these bosses are going to be changed, I gotta say.
Because I do not like a lot of these bosses. Oh, I gotta move. There we go. Alright, first up, Einhander. I'm gonna guess that's probably... Yep. To be expected. Okay, yep. I'm gonna assume... Yep, okay, that makes sense. Well, that didn't work. I should have done that a little earlier, I think. Oh well. I like the one that's a reference to a relatively obscure Square game for the PS1. Is that this one, or is that the next one? Oh yeah, we're gonna want to get over here. Yeah, Einhander, gotcha. Is that a same reference that is that the same obscure PS1 game that Cruise Chaser is from? Because I know that's also a reference to another Square Enix game. We're not gonna have to worry about Cruise Chaser here in this playthrough for a while, but don't believe so? Alright. Well, worth an ask, I suppose. I like the updates to that boss. Technically functions almost exactly the same, except it actually has like a tank buster and also the bomb mechanics you actually have to do. That's gonna be fun to listen to. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit so it's not as loud. Oh, geez. Wow, weep. Wow, weep. Wow, weep. Wow, weep. Wow, weep. Do you guys like my impression? What do you think? Good or really good? We're gonna want to stand on this guy for sure, because he is ranged. Ow! Ow! Why'd you get hit by that? I personally would specifically request that you stop getting hit by things. Damn, we got a lot of healing shit. Why'd they give the identification key to this thing, by the way? The thing that they locked in the cage? That doesn't seem right. Okay, well, fucking alarm's off now. Thank God. Alright, motherfucker. I hate this. This boss sucks. Or used to suck. We'll see how it is now. Flamed thrower. Don't go back into it. Now I have to reapply my shield to you. Oh, good. Okay, that part's the same. Cool. Oh, yes, let's go. Alright, well, this boss is already immediately better. Thank God. The way that it used to work is those fire puddles that it used to leave stayed forever. Or not forever, but like for a very long time. And it used to target specific players, too. So if you had a player who didn't realize that it targeted players, it meant that, you had a much harder time. Especially as a melee. Good lord. That was absolutely the worst. I like its funny legs that it swats at you with. Cool. Once again, a better version of that boss. Many bosses in A Realm Reborn were improved by simply having the puddles that they leave behind not be there anymore. Hey, there's another gunship. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to press Asuna. It's fine. Alright, I'm also excited to see how this upcoming boss fight has changed, because, as I recall, it has changed a little bit. I remember being cheated out of a run of this dungeon because of some stupid bullshit mechanics in the old version of the fight. You better stay in that fucking bubble, homie. Actually, you better drag everything back onto the ninja thing, or I will be mad. I will be mad for the ninja. As a fellow ninja enjoyer. Wow, this dungeon was far shorter than I remember it.
Who treadeth now upon my bones?
This is an airship.
And waketh me from slumber sweet. Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Ghost! Oh man, you know what I also remember from this dungeon? It wasn't the first time that I did it, but it was one of the later times. There was a time when our healer was watching the cutscene for this, and for whatever reason, the tank just like started the fight. They were just like, yeah, no, we don't need the healer for this. He was wrong. Okay. Uh-huh. I'm gonna go over here. Yup. Okay, I'm based. Cool. Alright, well, one thing I will say is while I do think this is certainly easier than the old version of the fight, it's not as cool, sadly. Oh yeah, we want to get over here. Oh, never mind. I'm wrong, actually. Somehow I still dodged that, though. Oh yeah, okay, we do still have to do this. That's good. This is good. I'm glad we still have to do this. Ooh, damn, listen to that piano. Oh, I haven't been reading all of these things. That's fine. I will read them all afterwards. Oh god! It's time for Akmorn, my favorite. I'm glad they teach people what Akmorn is ahead of time. Alright, yeah, so just stand here. Got it. Alright. Alright, we did it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like the old version of the fight better, honestly. I wish they would have kept some of the mechanics from that. Or more of the mechanics, I guess. Dead again, idiot! Oh, cool. So, anyway, let's read what he talks about, shall we? Come then, thou shalt be weighed in the balance, the balances. Into thee I place my spirit. Rise, my child, and join in the chorus. I bid thee rise, my child, and join in the chorus once more. How bold thy defiance, yet full of fear is thy heart. Hearken unto me, mortal, and thou shalt know that I am thy lord. Heh so thou art gifted. Tee-hee, so thou art gifted.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen.
Oh, what do you want to talk about, man?
Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
Ow! My tit!
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
Fool, I have sworn an oath of vengeance, the hardest oath to break. Except maybe like oath of glory or conquest. Those ones are pretty hard to break too.
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine.
Thank you. That's not helpful.
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
Behold, my little guy.
The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
Bye-bye. You may now summon Midgard Sormer by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide under character. Okay, I will do that. Where is his ass? There it is, Midgard Swarmer, Father of Dragons, Keeper of the Lake, Bane of the 14th Legion. While it is difficult to believe the Yalmlong pup could be any of these things, he assures you his current form is only temporary while he awaits the reconstruction of a new corporeal vessel. Midgard Swarmer was a king amongst kings, aka Ozymandias, who reigned for centuries on end. Well, that was fucked. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? But you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphanode left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. He sounded awfully worried about you. Mayhap you should hurry back to Revenant's Toll. So, let's quick talk about that cutscene that we saw right there, because it's sometimes a little unclear exactly what happened there. So, we as the Warrior of Light have two specific blessings from Hydaelyn. The first one is the Echo. That's the common one that lots of different people have. Minfilia has it, and some other characters we will meet later have it. Ehrenwald has it, the guy from who's back at the Waking Sands right now. The Echo is the thing that gives us the visions into the future and the past. It's also the thing that lets us communicate with most things. It's also the thing that protects us from being tempered. The other thing that we have, which is the thing that nobody else has other than us, is the Blessing of Light. The Blessing of Light is what we got for collecting each of those 6 crystals of light. It is the thing that brought us back to life when La Habrea killed us at the end of A Realm Reborn, and it is the thing that grants us the most strength. Now, what Midgard Swarmer did is he sealed away the Blessing of Light. And the reason why this is hard to understand sometimes is because the Blessing of Light doesn't really have like a real relevance in the story other than like Praetorium exactly, and New Praetorium specifically. Before it, well, no, that's not true. You had like a shield come up in Old Praetorium too to block Ultima, but like other than that, it's kind of really the only place it manifests in my memory. So it's hard to, it can be sometimes hard to understand kind of the gravity of that, which is unfortunately a failing of A Realm Reborn, I would say, is that it doesn't really communicate necessarily the gravity of what the fuck just happened to you. You can still fight primals and not be tempered, but you just can't do the craziest shit you could possibly do anymore. 12, save me, is he coming? What should we do? Oh, he's not? Well, actually, you know what? Let's get out the little guy. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. Have you spoken with Commander Leveilleur yet? He has been pacing again. That's the same. I'm guessing all of these are also probably the same as well. Yes. Oop, there we go. Hey, buddy. Truth interpreted is truth transformed. Today's heroes may yet become tomorrow's gods, or something else. Welcome home, Ruja. Alphanode was worried sick about you. Why don't you go and set his mind at ease? Praise the 12 that you are hale and whole. I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Americ's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it? Then I would hear your report. You conversed with Midgard Swarmer. I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more of a rejuvenation, or regeneration if you're a Doctor Who fan. For he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly, an attack is imminent. We must needs share this information with Sir Aymeric immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard Swarmer in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. lest we forget man have been executed as heretics for declaring as such. Yeah, I know, I watched it happen to a couple of people. It was really fucked up. They tried to do it to me. For your own protection and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. No worries, I love lying to Ishgard. Nothing makes me happier. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Americ's emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray, remain here for now. Is there something you are not telling us, Rusha? You seem different somehow. 'Tis almost as if you were missing something important. He shot me in the tit. 12 for Fend! Midgard Sormer stripped you of the blessing of light. Are you all right? How do you feel? Exactly the same gameplay-wise. I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the powers to deprive you of her blessing. Midgard Sormer made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Althik and Nymea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Sormer ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself? Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Hey man, how you doing?
Art thou a pawn, or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal?
You could at least float at eye level, dude, instead of like down there by my upper legs. Like that's just uncomfortable. I gotta crane my neck to look down. Just fly at my fucking eye level, dude. You have the power to do that. You can fly. Jackass. Shit was crazy. Oh, hello, Rusha.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale.
It was really easy, actually. All of his attacks were really telegraphed.
I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. The Great Worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
There's only one bridge into the fucking city. Which doesn't help because most dragons can fly, but whatever.
Centuries. This will be no different.
I'm sure.
And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Bubby. Bye-bye.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
I mean, have you ever listened to anything Ishgardians say? You can't believe any of the shit they tell you. The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgard Sormer who roared, a call to arms by one of the First Brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Ether on demand. Alphanode has a message from Moenbrita for the Scions. Ere I forget, I believe Moenbrita has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Would you be so kind as to inform Moenbrita that our Ishgardian visitor has departed? I must speak with the Crystal Braves. Then I shall join you all forthwith. As the receptionist of the Scions, 'tis my job to receive all manner of guests with due courtesy. I've had to memorize the political positions and military ranks of half a dozen nations. That's the same line. That's the same line. There have been no reports of suspicious masked men in Gridania, that is certain. Mayhap they weave their dark plots in other lands? I keep my senses strained for signs of Ascian activity, but there is little news to be had. Have their schemes reached some critical step? This silence is most disturbing. I'm telling you, Thancred, keep pestering Moenbrita, and the only thing you'll become intimate with is her axe. Statuesque beauty, and possessed of a mind for research to match her belly for hard liquor. What does a woman of so many charms see in a musty old Urianger? Come on, man. He's got kind of that, like, pathetic riz for him, right? I think, maybe? I don't know. That's the same. That's the same. Hey, Brita. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we? Of all our adversaries, the Ascians could be considered the most dangerous. I do hope Moenbrita's research has borne fruit. I've summoned everyone to the solar. 'Twould seem Moenbrita has something exciting to share with us.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute! Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will
No,
find
fuck
corrupted
off.
crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's Sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go.
God, I love being inveigled.
Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arsians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alfino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you.
Yay!
Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
And there we see A Realm Reborn at its most A Realm Rebornist. Talking, lots of it. Though I have little doubt you will prevail against the Empire's forces, I shall pray for your success nonetheless. Our very future may depend upon Moenbrida being free to pursue her experiments, and me to free go piss. Hang on. Alright, back. Oh man, still have quite a few quests to go, actually. Well, we're about halfway done, I would say, which is great because, you know, we're 3 hours into the stream now. It's a good sign. I see the Scions are once more ready themselves for the road. I too must make preparations for an absence from the Rising Stones. Ori was most eager to join you on the front lines of battle, but as fate would have it, the antecedent has other plans for our talents. It seemed you had barely arrived before you must once more plunge into the fray. Duty is an unforgiving mistress, eh? Though the tasks we tackle are not like to be as realm-shaking, Coltonant and I must also heed her call. For a small organization, we certainly chew through a prodigious amount of foodstuffs. Perhaps I should put a lock on a larder door. We do seem to be running low on provisions. I believe an excursion to the marketplace is in order. It would seem that events once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Us? Anyway, though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already been deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilrid will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. See you later, fucker. Your duties take you to Northern Thanalan, do they not? Yep. We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamine travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations. Threatened by primals and troubled by dragons, we need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. How extraordinary that my little Ascilla is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might stand at her side, not only as a mother, but as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections. I fear Ul'dah has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah, woe betide the blackguard that so much as glances in your direction, milady. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? Bye. 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 Okay, cerulean processing plant. Oop. All right. Boy, it's been a while since we were here, like, officially. You know, we swung by here earlier, but, hey, Willie, what's going on? One sec. Sorry, big yawn. Commander Lebrier sent word you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. But returning to the task at hand, Flame's reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raubon's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could be marching on us at any time. Pray, speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you've arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Hello, Edelstein. Lieutenant Lorelei, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require attention. The civilian droughtsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. On the counteroffensive, Lieutenant Edelstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garleans' movements. Been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and 'twould seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field and meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray, report to Lieutenant Eliane and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Crystal Braves are preparing to meet with the Garleans in the field. Speak with Lieutenant Eliane and she will apprise you of your role during the coming battle. Oh wow, whole gang's here. Considering the weapon she wields, I don't believe the lady is in need of additional protection. Be it a squad of soldiers or some Magitech monstrosity, I shall allow no foe to harm the lovely Moen Brita. Have you ever seen Moen swing her axe? Slice, slice, cleave, there's really no stopping her. And she's got a really good cleave, you know? Her axe is really nice too. Now that is an impressive piece of steel. Isn't it a beauty? A lady merchant at Revenant Toll simply gave it to me. Said she was investing in the future or some such. Right then, time to see if all this training has paid off. Rauger, guide my blade. Glad to have you with us, Rusha. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridanium. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbert! Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows come to lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at our disposal, the force should have little trouble contending with what the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've got enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the army far beyond the walls. Aye, 'twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let us take the fight to the Garleans. A wise counsel indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready, report to Lieutenant Yu Hase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Let's go. Alright. Hello, Yar Days.
A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate is split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split up ourselves to cover more ground and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night. I've assigned you your own areas to scout and to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion.
Bah, we've been spotted. Onwards and upwards. We've got another person here doing the story too, so... Our position is compromised. To arms! That wasn't too bad. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the Castrum. The Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It's time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the Fourth and let Lieutenant Elion know that the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you could do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. All right. Good deal. Lieutenant Lorelei, what news of the Garleans? Their raiding parties are no more, then? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. An uninvited Asian. Lieutenant Edelstein appears concerned for Mo and Brida's well-being. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Elian has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attentions to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. It appears she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but northern Thanlan is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. I believe the lady's name was Moen Breda, yes? She was last seen inspecting an outcrop of the corrupted crystals at Dalamud's Talons to the east. Yep, we'll go check on her. I'm sure she'll be fine, but, I mean, you know. Never hurts to be, careful.
Hold on, I won't be a second.
Okay.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Hot.
I know,
mean, what?
I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar.
No, I think it's hot.
What can I say? I like axes.
True.
To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether. Which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
She senses me. A useful talent.
I forgot that was his fucking voice. Good lord. What's up, mutton chops?
Nassian, are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan. Keeper of knowledge. Seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
Hi, mutton chops.
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense.
No, not really.
But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydelin has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp,
I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us?
I don't know.
Nobrialis, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff... You say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff.
Oh, that's not good.
Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Are you sure? If I'm right, the Ascian is after Tupsimati, then we best make all haste back to the Rising Stones. Minfilia must be warned. Okay, here I go. God, Nobrialis sounds even stupider than I initially thought. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'll be out in a sec. You're here. Master Louis Soir's staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now.
You two.
Hi.
So, you were able to divine my intent.
It was not...
What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
Ha! You see, I made a little joke there because you're the warrior of light. It's okay if you don't get it. You can tell me.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
So, yeah, I forgot. So, I'll be honest, I did forget about that note that Nobrialis made, because A, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like, it's just such a nothing, like, thing. It's like, oh yeah, it stops all the Ascians other than the two most important Ascians that we see literally all the time from entering the world. And it's like, now all these other assholes can come in and fight. And it's like, well, only one of them really ever does that. In A Realm Reborn, at least, you know? And so it's just like, it doesn't mean much.
But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
That's nice.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
Stop doing that, dude. It's not cool. What's he... we should do something.
You will not harm her!
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Oh, he left the hole here. Well, I'm just gonna go through that, man. You shouldn't have done that.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
The Christopher list is now available. Did they change this duty at all? I can't remember. I don't remember hearing about it ever. How you doing down there? Forget about me? Go. All right, sure. Nico, are you here? Are you available, or are you busy? I'm gonna go out and just double check. He said he said he had D&D, but who knows? Maybe you're here? Awesome. Do you want to? Are you willing to join me? Is that why you were hanging out there? I assume as much, but you know. Hi. Pog. All right, let's do it. Where is it? No, all the way fucking back here, even before Relic Reborn, Chimera, and the other one. Sure, cool. The Crystallis. A ruthless Asian known as Nabrialis is intruded upon the sanctum of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, spiriting away both the antecedent and a powerful relic she refused to yield. Pursue the Paragon through the Dimensional Rift and apprise Minfilia and Tupsimati from his tenebrous grasp. Alright. And now we just sit here and wait. My favorite part. Yep. Sure is. What do I use this for? Oh, well, I'll find out later. All right, let's begin. I said, let's begin. Okay, man. Cool. I love DPS. come on. I got shit to do tonight, man. I would like to finish this. Okay, thank you. Good lord. It was nice of him to put this big fucking stage in the middle of their void or whatever. God, dude, it's so weird. Don't do that. You are not nearly cool looking enough to get away with doing that. And even if you were, you would still not get away with it.
I shall not toy with you as does La Habrea. Witness the true might of a true servant of Zodiac or something. I don't fucking know. Who gives a shit? I wary of this plodding pace. Alright, he has used double. Writhing powers of ruination, from the deepest pits of the abyss I summon thee. From ink of blackest night I summon thee, and whatnot. I'm so glad they didn't change this. Because I will be honest with you, this part of the fight sucks. Like, it's just not good. It takes too long. Like, why is he still charging? Insatiable hunger of the void, devour all light and return this world to perfect darkness. Perfect dark 2! Shrivel in apocalyptic flame. Beams are so unisex.
I cannot believe they didn't update this fight. That's insane to me. This fight is so bad, and they didn't do anything to it. Why? Oh, never mind. We don't have to do the fucking other thing again yet. Cool, man. Love it when bosses just teleport across the room and then teleport across the room again. Oh yeah, now we get to do this stupid phase again. Awesome, dude. I'm not even gonna worry about running into the orbs. I'm just gonna heal, because that's my job, to heal. Okay, well, fine. Oh, ow, no, Nico. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. I might die. Oh, somebody needs to get that, dude. I can't get that. Okay, well. Right, I gotta heal. Shit. I literally forgot this fight existed. Most people do. It's because it's, again, not very good. I shall turn the very ground against you. I love teleporting to one end of the room and doing a line AoE and then fucking doing it again. If you play melee, go fuck yourself. Oh my god. Come on, just do the fucking... Okay, there we go. Thank you. Good lord. By Zodiac's name I command thee, River of Time, mine enemy in thy sluggish slow. Impossible, he has control over time itself? God, I wish this was a mechanic they did more often. That would have been cool. Oh god, I gotta get healing, like right now. Oh, what the fuck? Why'd that guy die? Oh, okay. Somebody other than a tank stood in it. I understand now. Why would you do that? You know what? Never mind. It's fine. It's not explained very well, and you would be forgiven for thinking that, oh, you know, maybe I could stand in that because you could do it in, like, you know, World of Darkness and stuff. So logically, why would you not be able to do it here? And the answer is, honestly, I could not fucking tell you why. You shall wither in the merciless embrace of eternity or something. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna disappear one last time before you kill me. Haha, stupid. Ah! Secret Asian man. Dude, this sucks. I'm leaving. Yay, I did it. All right. What did he say? But you are shorn of her blessing. How can you resist me? Great. Awesome. Cool. Let's leave. My thanks. Easy.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
I forgot you could see his hair earlier. Forgot about that part.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What trickery is this?
A rock?
No. No! You cannot! No!
So fucking pathetic.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free. concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
Good times.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
To be fair, we didn't actually kill La Habrea with the Blade of Light last time either. We just kind of knocked him out of Thancred's ass.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now the choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Have a nice fall, you stupid bitch. You were a nothing character from start to end.
Moonbreeder. She's gone.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It doesn't really give it the gravity.
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned.
Why did you
as
say it like
swiftly
that?
as we were able.
Why did you say it like distress coal? Why he like that? Whatever.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, There is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
She was counting on a theory that the soul's ether burns the brightest at the moment of passing. A scholar until the very end. Oh, Moan, I miss you so much already. Would we have arrived a few moments sooner? Just a few moments. Our list of grievances against the Asians was already overlong. Must they continue to add to it? Never have I seen Urianger so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Moenbryda's life, and mourn her passing. Determination, please. Same lines, I'm guessing? Yes. Alright. In memory of Moenbryda, Minfilia wishes to gather the Scions and honor the fallen Moenbryda. As Moenbryda was a native of Charlian, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Ratherfrost, and is sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There we shall pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Moenbryda showed us the way forward at the cost of her own life. What worth is her sacrifice if we do not follow where it leads? Let us gather at Ratherfrost and show our respects for our fallen comrade. Then we shall continue with the work she began. I have a lot to say about Moenbryda's involvement in the story and her as a character too, but I'm gonna save a lot of that for later, for a lot of reasons. One, we haven't really felt. Well, first of all, A Realm Reborn as a whole is not over yet. We've still got another stream to go before we finish that. But also, I want to save some of this analysis for my kind of wrap-up video that I'm planning to make. Still writing the script for that, so it's going to be a little bit before that comes out, but I'm going to be putting some time into that when all this is done. So, you know, look forward for that, I guess.
Forgive me, Moenbryda. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not. And you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Oh, hey, dickhead. This is your fault, you know.
For death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Well, that's the end of that. Hee. And like I said previously, this is where we're gonna end the stream for today, because, yeah, this went for actually about as long as I was expecting it to, honestly. And we've still got quite a few quests to go, and quite a few cutscenes to go, so I'll need to make sure I set aside enough time to actually deal with the end of A Realm Reborn. God. Crazy that we're even here, honestly. Let's just double check everybody's dialogue before. The rising stones feel somewhat colder. Moan Brita always carried with her such an abundance of warmth and cheer. We must find some means of protecting ourselves from Ascian intrusions. There must be a way. I don't feel much like talking at the moment. If you could just give me some time. I loathe to see Ida in such pain, but I have not the words to comfort her. Can you imagine it? I, Papa Limo, the one who has an eloquent comment for every situation, am at a loss for words. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Ruja? I do. Grief is an important thing to understand and come to terms with and all that. 'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louis Sois, Moen Brita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Ruja. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on towards the light of a new day. All right, and though there is a new quest, we will not be taking it, as I said. We're going to be ending here for today. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. I know it might not have been exactly the most exciting of streams, especially at the fucking start. Jesus, sorry about that. That took a little bit longer than I was hoping it would. Mostly my fault, honestly. Just as a general thing, we're almost at the end. There's only a few streams left until, or no, one stream left, really, until the end of the entire series. Or this series. This season, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, all you folks need to worry about is that the next stream will be happening, I don't know when, primarily because I need to figure out what my schedule is for the coming weeks. But as soon as I know the answer to that, which will probably be sometime tomorrow evening, I would say, I will let you all know. We'll probably be doing at least one more variety stream before we finish off the series, but it is going to happen this month. It might even happen this next week. So, you know, look forward to that. In the meantime, thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.